Hey guys, so the other day I posted a video about how to remove the 666 seal from, that's an implant. It's basically splitter technology. So I should probably explain what implants do. So as we all know, you can have physical implants, which would go physically into your body, or you can have etheric implants, which are more like made out of substances that you can't necessarily detect, that wouldn't really be physical to us, but they are physical on other dimensional levels. And so the whole purpose of implants is to run a program. It's basically like inserting some sort of app into your body field system, right? So the app is supposed to run a program that upholds a belief, and it makes it easier for this belief to just constantly be running through your system, okay? So this belief could be anything. It's usually, it could be positive or it could be negative. So implants were basically invented, I don't know if invented, but the way that they were brought to our planet, as far as I know, is it was a Syrian technology from Sirius that pretty much just helps people to run programs on auto, so that instead of constantly having, it's like a shortcut, and it's a system that just runs in the background, so that instead of having to put in so much effort into upholding some sort of belief system, or it's just going to be running in the background and influencing you to do whatever the program is programmed to do. So with the 666 implant, and people have lots of different etheric implants in their body. Like you could have a real implant that's like bad for you, or you could have an etheric implant, and those are the ones that I'm talking about with this. So with the etheric implants, they are placed into the body. It's usually technology used by different ET aliens. We'll just say interdimensional beings, because alien sounds like too far out there for most people. But interdimensional species will use these implants to tag people. So they're basically saying, it's like tagging an animal, right? Like out in the wild, you caught an animal and then you tag it and you're like, there it is, there's our study subject. So that's a certain type of tagging. There's also types of tagging where like they're literally running a very specific experimental program through you. So they know what your genetic coding is and what your makeup is, and then they want to see how you respond to a specific program, or what the impulses are, like what can they impulse you to do. And then they want to test, like, how strong was the impulse? Did it work? Did it not work? I've seen this. And benevolent types of interdimensional beings will usually implant humans with something good. So for example, sometimes like I've seen them put in specific codes into the human's light body. So it's not really done, like for us, we think this is our body, like it looks very physical to us, but there's other levels of your body that are not necessarily detectable with our current technology. They're not really like visible on this dimension, and so they look more like energy fields. So if you were to see them from that perspective, your body would be like a suit, like think nerve endings, and think networks, think geometries, and that's a different field where you can program and implant a body with specific DNA, which 666 seal is an etheric implant in your body. A lot of times, the 666 one specifically is running a box at the back between your shoulder blades, like where you would have your wings. It's running a type of splitter technology that goes in between the wing area that is actually distorting the positive and the negative energies in your body and splitting them and making everybody confused. It actually takes away from you knowing the truth of who you are, of knowing right from wrong directly, of knowing positive, negative, male, female type of energies. It's splitting the indigo 6D and the violet 7D rays of energy, and I can show you a picture later on, but it's basically splitting the wings. It's splitting your angelic knowledge and your angelic knowing, and it's splitting the energies so that you are confused. And in that confusion, you can actually introduce fearful thoughts and thought seeds, where if the human is scared enough, it will take action in the direction opposite of its actual truth, because it's going to believe the fear more than the actual truth. And when you start to take enough action, depending on the severity of what you did due to that fear, you start to step away from the alignment of you and your true soul purpose and your true soul source. The more that you create karmic actions, like cause and effect, the more that you take action away from the alignment of who you truly are, the more distorted that your actual template gets in your field. And then eventually you sort of lose track of who you really are, and you stop having that connection to your higher aspect self, so that the energy from your higher self, sometimes you can't even feel it, or it's not fully flowing into your system. So that's the purpose of the 666 seal. It was put there, it was in place, it was like a lock system to prevent certain beings from knowing their angelic divinity, because certain races were not happy with them and they did not want them to know about this. They wanted them to, of course, remain a slave species, and it was a big no-no. So they were allowed to roam around, but they were not going to have knowledge of who they really were. And so when I played that frequency, 1820, that I told you guys about, it actually fried this box. It was like I think it's called a nadial structure is what some people call it. And it was like this rectangular blackish box that was, it was running a program, and it basically had a remote control system. And I've always felt like there's a certain ET group that had control of my heart, and I just knew it because of the way that they would make me fall in love with certain people, certain kinds of people. It was very, very specific, like down to like things that you would never even know about, like same background, same year, same names, same initials in their family, like things that you would never even know about. So I just knew that there was something up with that. And so I removed this box and I removed the 666 seal. I basically tore it out. I was like, I'm not going to be controlled by these beings. And there was also a chip that I removed from I think C3, C4. I just felt it because when I played the frequencies straight from my phone, like I was telling you guys, you just play it straight from your phone, don't wear headphones, or if you have a tuning fork, that's great. But if you don't, just use your phone, run it through your head, like around your field and then around different parts of your body. When you find a chip, or if there's an area that has been feeling a lot of pain, you will feel probably the energy amplify it, and it creates a distortion wave that actually fries the signal, or it stuns the implant or the chip. Either way, you imagine it to be blown up or dissolving in golden light. You call in God Source and you say, God Source, please fill me with golden creator substance. You can intend to see, to flush the area with gold and silver light coming straight from God. And then seal the area like you're patching up a hole so that nothing else can get into it. And you can seal your whole auric field. You can go around your entire body, but usually most implants are going to be at wherever the chakras are, and you can use a few different systems for that. But yeah, that's what I felt. I felt the energy amplify when I found the implants. I felt the signal playing inside of my body. Then I felt a static. Then I felt silence from the implant itself. Then I'm very visual, so I know where they are, but if you don't, this will help you to remove it. The reason I'm telling you that you can remove the 666 seal is because it's no longer necessary. Like, we're really at the time where you can remember who you truly are, and it's time for you to actually reconnect with your angelic aspects, your higher aspect selves, because these are the ones that are going to lead you out of being stuck in the slave system, in the slave matrix. You're not meant to be a slave. That's not what this reality was created for. It's what it has been hijacked to be, but it's not what it was created for. And there's what a lot of people don't realize is that there's different systems of control and different systems of overlays. A lot of times also the ones that are implanting you with these chips are beings that are working with different government entities, but we won't get too much into that. I have been attacked a bunch by them, including like just now when I try to record videos, they will like do weird random stuff, but it's okay. I believe that it's my purpose to tell you these things, and I will continue to do so. And I know that I'm protected by God, and so whatever minor inconvenience they cause, hopefully they don't at all, but I do think that I'm protected. Also, because I'm telling you this, they might switch up the frequency, the frequency that I found, and you can find all the math that I did in my other video, which I'll have this link to. But it's basically coming, I think, from one of the Orion stars. Again, when I say like a certain star is emitting a negative frequency, I don't mean that all of the beings from that particular star system are bad or negative. There's a lot of suns and a lot of stars within a galaxy, within a system. So like think Series A, Series B. Series A beings are not nice. Series B beings are very nice. I like them. I have a lot of good friends from Series B. Series A, I have some horrible experiences. So just like not all humans are evil, okay? It's just, and we're like on the exact same planet. So here we're talking about different stars. I said that the 666 and I did the math, so you'll see it, but the 666 frequency, and it was actually like 664, but if you study sound, you'll see that it's not really 666 that plays. It's like 665.4 or something like that. So imagine like they're transmitting this signal and you have the radio chip receiver, so it's not going to be exactly 666. What it ended up being was 664 when I calculated it, but then again there was some rounding, so yeah, you do your own math if you really want to, or you could just trust me. That is the splitter technology signal. You can also look up, and then it has to be translated to 1820. It basically comes down to 1820. That's what the frequency that we would hear, and it's a good covert thing, a good covert way to do it. But I'm saying that star is emitting the frequency 666. which is the splitter frequency that is preventing humans from knowing who they really are at the angelic level, from basically regaining your wings and knowing right and wrong. And again, I think what I said in the other video that got deleted was that it's basically like zeros and ones, right? So right and wrong. You know, when you know the truth of who you are, you definitely know this is a 1, this is a 0, this is full, this is empty. When there's distortions and the signal is split between you knowing who you really are, that's where there are shadows, and that is when there is fear. That is when they can introduce and insert whatever they want. So for example, if you cut open the DNA, you splice it open, now you can insert something in it, right? But first you got to split it open. So like the 666 seal, that is part of the splitter technology that splits you from knowing who you are fully, from understanding your gender identity, from understanding right and wrong, male, female, from understanding like within yourself, like how these energies work, how positive and negative terminals within yourself, how your wings are supposed to function, how this affects the entire flow coming from your higher upper dimensional self into your body field and feeding you energy. So that's what I tore out from my back, is this box that was controlling who I care for, the types of people that are in my life. And I know that a lot of angelic beings have this, and when you remove it, you will feel relief. You might have the fear come up of like, oh no, what if I remove something that was enhancing me? But I'm going to tell you that you were already made perfect in your Christic architecture. What they have actually done is warped your Christic architecture of divinity so that you wouldn't know who you are, so that you would continue to be a slave species that can be programmed into fearfulness and to exist in a slave matrix world. There's so many different dimensions that you can tap into and tune into that are so much more beautiful and angelic, where you are free. So the second that I removed this, I felt more freedom, and I felt like you switch off a channel. So I removed like 3 things. And so I felt like 3 different layers shut off. Like imagine, like, you know how if you're in a computer or on some sort of game, like you will see different channels? Well, those shut off. And then I felt like myself. But I want everyone to feel happy and free so that we can regain more of a sense of who we truly are at soul, so that we can enjoy all of the heavenly realms together the way that we were meant to and have lots of fun. And that's why I'm here. That's part of what I'm doing. And so yeah, if you have any questions, or if you want me to make more videos about stuff specific to you, just send me a message and let me know. I would love to hear some feedback. I make these for you, so please, if there's anything that you specifically are struggling with, that you need help with, let me know and I will answer your questions or make a video especially for you.